Every star gets their big break somehow, and for Michael Buble, his road to becoming an applauded Grammy winner began with plenty of waterworks, but not how you might think. Nowadays, Buble is known as one of the silkiest voices in music and one of the most supportive coaches on The Voice. Since joining the NBC singing competition in season 26, Buble has been charming audiences with his silly sense of humor and warm mentorship. But behind his effortless stage presence and polished persona lies a story that is anything but conventional. While some music careers begin with viral videos or lucky record deals, Buble's ascent was rooted in something far from the confines of a recording studio, a plumbing company. Long before he achieved global superstardom, Buble was a young man with a dream and a grandfather who would go above and beyond to see his grandson soar on the big stage. Yes, you read that correctly. Buble's road to success began with his grandfather's expert plumbing skills and some powerful persuasion. During a 2024 appearance on The Rich Eisen Show, Buble opened up about how his grandfather's plumbing company helped him gain his bearings in the music industry. Buble grew up close to his grandfather, who showed his grandson jazz records and sparked his love for old-school crooners. "My grandpa was a plumber for 50 years, and I was 12, 13, and he would play his old records, and I loved them," Buble reminisced. "And I was like, I want to do that. And so he would take me to nightclubs and bars and stuff, and take me with these musicians and say, 'Hey, you let my grandson up with you, I will fix your plumbing.'" Buble's grandfather would swap repaired water heaters or tweaked pipes for his grandson to score a few songs with the headliner, leveraging whatever connections he could to help Buble get his big break. "Literally, I would get on stage and work, and then these musicians were like, 'Oh, the kid's not bad,'" he recalled. "And then, after years and years of that, I was playing nightclubs, and I started hiring the musicians, and I didn't get my break till years later. I was about 26 or 27 when I finally got signed." Buble also wrote about how supportive his grandfather was in his 2011 memoir, On Stage Off Stage. "My grandpa will sit in the studio for hours while I record, and he'll fly halfway around the world to watch me perform, even though he's in his 80s, he wrote in an excerpt published by Today. "It thrills me that I can make it happen for him because he wanted to be a singer, too. I'm living our dream. I like to tell audiences how my grandpa Mitch was a plumber who'd give musicians free plumbing service if they'd let me sing with them," he continued. "While other kids were at the mall, I was in some cheesy hotel lounge singing with guys 3 times my age. That's just one small example of the effort my grandpa made on my behalf." While Buble benefited from the doors opened by his grandfather's complimentary plumbing services, the home singer didn't get his big break until the 2000s after former Canadian Prime Minister Brian Mulroney played a role in discovering Buble, as he shared in an interview with AXS-TV. After the voice coach performed at the wedding of Mulroney's daughter, he was introduced to Grammy Award-winning producer David Foster. After being signed to Foster's label, Buble's meteoric rise was onward and upwards with the release of his self-titled 2003 album and the subsequent release of 2005's It's Time. It was years of playing anything that you could think of, from doing singing telegrams to a cruise ship to a lot of bars, a lot of clubs. "That's kind of the thing I was doing, the club circuits," Buble shared on The Rich Eisen Show, recalling that he'd work with his father in commercial fishing in the summers to support the circuit months. All that grueling work instilled an immense sense of gratitude for Buble that he wouldn't trade for the world. "When I got my break and when it happened for me. To this day, I can't believe I'm here," Buble said. "I can't believe I'm sitting with you. I'm grateful, and I think it just made me who I am. And so when I got here, I felt like I was good to go."